Today's Wednesday, December 4th, 2013, and you're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show. The Elevator Radio Show is a proud supporter of the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. To find out how you can make a difference, visit their website today at www.eesf.org. Everybody, it's our 8th year birthday today, or anniversary, so we got a good show for you today, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, now stop. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Seibert. It is great to be here this Wednesday morning where, yes, it is our 8th year anniversary, whatever you want to call it, anniversary, birthday. We are celebrating 8 years of putting the show on, and that could not be possible without all of you out there tuning in and listening to the show each and every week. I greatly appreciate that. Start looking at the stats this morning, and still always blown away at how many of you listen to the program, how many of you write in comments, how many of you approach me at the annual trade shows that I attend, and again, very humbling. And I want to just say thank you to those of you who do that. A lot of you have been with us or with the show from the very start, from the first show, show number 1, which was basically created December 4th or 5th, somewhere around that time frame of 2005. And to be honest with you, when I thought of the idea of putting the show out, it was during a time where I was traveling a lot during that 2005 year to various associations and companies. And I thought at the time there's got to be a better way of trying to bring us all together as an industry on a more regular basis, and nothing to and the idea here was not to necessarily take anything away from any other company out there doing that, whether it would be an association or a media outlet or whatever. It was just, to me, it seemed like doing it on a weekly informal basis would be a great opportunity to share information amongst or within the industry. And that's kind of how the show was developed. And back in 2005, I had a few podcasts that I was listening to, and I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I could do a show very similar to this, and maybe it would, it might take off or people might support it. One of my biggest fears was not finding enough content online in order to do a show, and really I've never had that problem. As the years have progressed, the way that we are consuming media has changed, absolutely. The way that we are sharing news articles and articles in general has changed huge. To be honest with you, there was a time when you couldn't get news updates from Google. You could not get that information other than just subscribing to a PR type of news program or firm. And really, the majority of the news that was online or anywhere out there, you had to wait for it to come out in print. And hats off to companies and groups such as Elevator World for really spreading the word and changing how they deliver their content. But really, it's amazing to see how this transition has changed in just 8 years. 8 years is a very short time frame, and I've already started to see it in terms of how people are digesting this program. In all honestly, the show is primarily watched more so than it is listened to. Not to say there isn't a place for both, and I'm not going to change how I'm doing it, but it's unique to see how that shift has kind of gone over the years. And since we've only been doing the video portion of the show, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years, something like that. It's fascinating just to see how content is being absorbed and devoured. So pretty cool. I mean, I'm excited to be part of this, the new media space. And again, as long as nobody wants to get rid of me, or I do something terrible that would do damage to our industry or whatever, I'm going to be doing this, going to continue on with the fun. So, and I wouldn't be able to do that without all of your support out there. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I had an awesome one with family and friends, and it was just a lot of fun. It was one of those Thanksgivings where I kind of wish it didn't end, and coming back to work on Monday, it was a little tough, but I did manage to get through it. This weekend's going to be busy as well, so I'm looking forward to getting a few, maybe a nap in here or there on Saturday or Sunday. We'll see how well that goes, but looking forward to kind of recharging the batteries during the weekend. Went up to the Northwoods of Wisconsin, had some snow, the lake was frozen. It was just great, and got to spend time with family and friends, which was, the whole point of the holiday, and obviously ate too much. And, I didn't drink too much, but definitely ate too much. So hopefully everybody is home and kind of, getting ready for the end of the year. And as we head into 2014, it's amazing. We hope that, your end of the year is a good one and you are making the proper provisions to do so. I think that's really all I wanted to ramble about today. So I got a few emails here that I do have linked up in the show notes. Joe, thanks for the happy birthday to you and yours. I appreciate that. And Mike, I agree with you 100%. You know what? The number of articles that touch on people getting stuck in elevators is huge, and I wish we didn't have to see those. And maybe perhaps our friends in the media need to be educated on why they stop, and instead of just throwing it up there and making mass panic and all that good stuff, in terms of why elevators stop. And there's good reasons for why they do so, but I totally agree with you 100%. Let me see here. And other than that, I think it's just a few other notes I'm not really going to get into. We'll see if we can't get into those later on. If you have an idea for the program that you would like me to either introduce or intertwine or bring into the show, let me know. I'd love to hear from you out there in terms of making the show better and more enjoyable for all of you out there. I'm always open to suggestions on that. So send those emails to elevatorradioshow@gmail.com, and that's about it. So, and again, remember, I will get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. Just remember that I don't tie into this email address pretty much but once or twice a week. So I really, once the show goes up, it's in the can, it's recorded, I'm done with it. I don't come back to it because it doesn't pay my mortgage. So I got to concentrate on the job that actually does pay the mortgage. Anyway, so that's about it for the emails and whatnot. Send emails to elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. Up next, it's the news.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
All right, news of the week. Not too many articles, which is good, but still a handful to get into. First article is Snags hold up elevator project. The ArizonaNet.com website news thing has got a good article talking about elevator upgrades at the Tucson Police Headquarters. Were supposed to be wrapped up in September, but the project is months behind schedule with no end in sight, with hundreds of thousands of dollars over budget, with less than half the work done. Ugh, I hate that. I mean, that's, I don't know. You wonder whether or not somebody should have been notified in terms of what other improvements may have been required in addition to elevators, So anyway, it's just one of those deals where we get inquiries quite often from people saying, hey, I just want to add a fire service overlay, and that's kind of what, that's the reason for them and why people want to do them. Unfortunately, they're just not that easy. But even with the fire service overlay to an existing controller, you have to deal with other issues such as bringing up the building to fire code and dealing with fire inspectors locally. You know, they've told us that if we ever had to basically bring our code, you know, our building up to code, it costs a couple $100,000 to sprinkler it and get a new water line. And ouch, you know, that's a lot of money. You know, and I guess at some point, why do you have insurance if you're not prepared to have your building burned down, right? No, I'm just kidding. It was not any kind of. It's good to protect yourself no matter what you're doing, whether it's fire or elevator, whatever. Okay, and let's see here. Let me kill this page because I have had a problem with this loading. Just bear with me one moment. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is Arizona Daily Star is a pretty reputable website here. So, and I'm trying something new this week with the. There we go. Got it. Okay. Next news article. Got this email on Wednesday, or maybe it was Monday. Anyway, sad news. John Wheeler passed away, and if you didn't know John was a great guy. I always liked seeing him at the conventions and shows, and just a real nice guy. Always had time for me and to talk to me. Good friends with my dad, and I didn't realize he was he enlisted in the Navy during World War II. So quite fascinating gentleman. If you want to leave a note on his obituary page, please feel free to do so. And obviously our thoughts and prayers go out with the Wheeler family during this. Obviously, they're difficult time. Any time like this, we lose somebody in our industry. It's not good, obviously. Okay, NewJersey.com has an article. New Jersey man accused of trying to throw a man down an escalator after a card game dispute at a casino. Never good, and unfortunately, this is why I don't gamble. I'm just kidding. I don't gamble because I'm not lucky when it comes to gambling. I'm lucky when it comes to life and friends and family and all that good stuff. But anyway, apparently Richard Flood, 41 of Wanaka, is accused of pushing and punching a 63-year-old East Stroudsburg PA man on Thursday night, according to a report at the Pocono Record. And anyway, then he tried to push the man down an escalator. Man, not good. But the man was charged with public drunkenness and some other bad stuff that hopefully he'll think twice about doing anything in the future. Next news article, why broken escalators throw off the balance. Okay, and this advertisement is going to be shut down. There we go. Okay, if we can get to the actual article that's coming from theatlantic.com. Continue to theatlantic.com. Anyway, the escalators at the DC Metro are very tall and they are always breaking. Okay, you know, again, maybe perhaps the media needs some information as to why they break. I don't know. I think we need some education here. But anyway, this is an interesting article talking about the broken escalator phenomenon, which I definitely can feel. And it's kind of a weird feeling of walking up escalators when they're not working. So you can go ahead and read that article if you'd like. And if you ever felt weird on an escalator walking up it when it's not working, this is why. And it probably relates to other things as well, but interesting. Okay, elevator and escalator regulations are to take effect, the Clarion Ledger reporting. Then in Mississippi is no longer one of the only states without government oversight of elevators and escalators, although building owners still have 1 year before they have to have a safety certificate. So that's good. So we did touch on this article, I think 2 shows ago, and I didn't realize that that the government oversight was not something, and I don't think that's quite right. But maybe it was. Maybe elevators and escalators were not under any oversight through the government. But anyway, still good news, and you can read about that. Link is in the show notes. I don't know how many elevators that Mississippi has, but nice to see that regulations are going into effect with third-party inspections. New escalator design, building.co.uk. I did link this up, and I could not. This I uses cookies. We don't want to do that. Okay, you can go ahead and cookie me. Let me see if I can get into it. I forgot what this is about, and I couldn't look at it in the news aggregator, so bear with me here. And it's not going to go. All right, well, forget about that. You look at that on your own time here. Elevator World Unplugged has a funny video. The Intelevator episode 1. I'm going to play this, see if it doesn't blast you. Okay, people are getting...
Welcome to this voice-activated elevator, the Intellivator. Please select language.
English.
English registered. Please select floor. 7 is registered. Please hold on.
It would say like, it works.
Of course it worked. It is an Intellivator. Velkommen til denne talestyrte heisen. Vennligst oppgi ønsket etasje. 7. etasje er registrert. Vi har problemer med å oppfatte deres signal. Vennligst snakk høyere. 3. etasje er registrert. Et øyeblikk. Vi klarer ikke å plukke opp hva de sier. Vennligst snakk høyere. 10 er registrert. Ingen grunn til å være frekk.
Wouldn't it be fun? Well,
Ønskes det heismusikk på reisen? Si ja. Ja er registrert. Start the interactive use.
well, I can't understand the language they're speaking. I think it's hilarious. Can you imagine if we set up a company that just did this? I mean, for fun. Like you're actually monitoring the elevator while at the same time communicating with people. Man, maybe that's how we put America back to work. In addition to having people do stuff for other people, like brush. I'd like to have somebody brush my teeth and make my bed and help me get dressed, perhaps. I don't know, but this is hilarious. I'm telling you, it would be great. And it kind of reminds me of, what is it, the Amazon's new device where you hit a screen and then you get to see that girl that helps you out. Do you get to see the same girl, or do you see somebody that's like in a different country helping you out with support? Anyway, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? If you could actually create the Intellivator and interact with people like this, I think it'd be great. I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll see someday. I mean, there was a time when McDonald's was actually taking orders from India, which just seems nuts. I don't know if it's any better now necessarily, but anyway, pretty funny. Okay, thanks, Brad, for posting that. Pittsburgh Post-Gazette has an interesting article talking about home elevators win favor with aging population. Kind of a no-brainer there, and obviously, for new homes, it's definitely the route to go. Not only is the greatest route to go if there is a actual, existing building to put one in. Okay, Blog 2, which is a Toronto type of blog site here. It's hard. This is an article talking about the brief history of the first escalator in Toronto. Love Toronto. I think it's a great city for our Canadian friends up north. Yeah, pretty neat. So here is a really cool article talking about the TTC. No, I'm sorry. I don't even know what the heck this is. Yeah, from the 1950s, Eden's Main Store. Anyway, I'll let everybody read this on their own. Just cool to see that, that people are keeping track of this important information, such as where the first escalator was installed or used in Toronto, or any place for that matter. Okay, John's got a great YouTube video about elevator microprocessors, part 2. Also, he's got some other videos uploaded. Encourage you to check those out. John does a great job at, kind of sharing behind the scenes of an elevator adjuster. And it's pretty cool. Check that out. Link is in the show notes. Encourage you to become a subscriber of his just to see what's going on. Spokane, or Spokane, whatever you want to Spokane, Spurns update state elevator inspection rules. Spokane, that's how you pronounce it here in Illinois. And yes, the S is silent. Anyway, let's see if this loads up. Here we go. The Spokesman Review reporting that the Spokane City Council members decided to send a message to state legislators about burdensome regulations by unanimously rejecting new stricter elevator inspection rules. Whoa! Gotta love that. Anyway, the council voted Monday to reject the elevator and escalator safety standards, even though the council members acknowledged they did not understand the rules they were rejecting. Well, that's encouraging. Sure, when in doubt, just reject it and don't ever get any kind of clarification. Anyway, that will put Spokane's elevator safety program in violation of state law when the inspection rules go into effect on January 1st. Hey, get a consultant in there to go over what you're... It sounds like you guys need some help. But yeah, not smart And the reality is that by turning down safety standards developed in 2010, the council opted to stick with rules written from 2004 and 2005. Council also rejected a new state guidelines that regulate how elevator maintenance companies keep track of their work and inspections they have completed. Now, I'm sure this is fear-mongering relating to building owners worried about prices increasing, which they may or may not. I don't know how contractors account for some of this stuff, and really what those costs would be compared to the benefits. But the reality is you wait too long to do upgrades, and you're going to be screwed any way you look at it. So really, the quote of that article, or the sentence you really want to check out is, they rejected it even though they don't know anything about it. Okay, great, that's wonderful. Okay, Diesel. Diesel Dude's got a video that he uploaded about on an old rotary piston pump elevator. So check that out when you get a chance. I'm not going to play the video just because the ad is in there. Next one is Rocket News 24. Woman with alone time in elevator does something incredibly unexpected. I have a feeling she's going to the bathroom. I have not watched this, but I'll let everybody check it out on their own. And that's elevators should not be used as bathrooms or anything else for that matter other than just transportation devices. Okay? All right. Okay, NEC convenes in Tampa. We already did that, but the Elevator World has a blog post from Angela Baldwin, and this is kind of a tie-in with their online version of Elevator World magazine. If you're not getting that, I encourage you to do that. Anyway, good pre-article there on that. For more information, check it out. Link is in the show notes. Okay, guy throws the last $1,000 off mall escalator. I saw this online. How many of you out there? I don't mean to belittle $1,000 because $1,000 is a lot of money. It is totally, but to me, throw over $100,000. Or $50,000. Not that I walk around with $1,000 in my pocket. I don't. But anyway, a Minnesota man threw $1,000 in bills off of an escalator in the Mall of America on Friday into a crowd gathered to watch the trio of vocalists sing Let It Snow. Serge Voyerboyev stamped each of the bills with the URL on his YouTube page before dumping the money into the crowd. YouTube video following the incident. So it's a marketing ploy. Anyway, he was ticketed for disorderly conduct, and he discusses his reasoning in his YouTube video. And you know what? Basically, he did it for his YouTube video. So, I don't know. Can you make $1,000 back on YouTube that quickly? I don't know. As quickly as you could give away $1,000 like that? Not a smart thing to do on an escalator by any means. So, anyway. Man who said he slipped in an elevator is in court, and I got to agree with you, Jerry. This is sad, and the only good thing about cases like this is that video cameras should catch them. But if you want to watch this, we did check this out, and I think more people like this need to go they need to go after these kind of people. That's all I can say. But apparently, Maurice Owens, 42, is charged with second-degree fraud and felony. Basically, he said he slipped on a banana peel as he was getting off an elevator. You could see him looking up at the camera, what he think was the camera. And I don't know. You wonder, because there are probably people out here that just do this kind of shit. These kind of things. And, if this is the first time he's getting caught, I guarantee he's done it before. You just wonder about that whole thing, Just drives me absolutely batty. Absolutely batty for the wonderful world we live in, or the wonderful United States we live in, where you can sue anybody for anything. And, the only people that make out are the attorneys. And so thank goodness this guy's getting basically, what he has coming to him. And will he do it again? I guarantee he will. I wouldn't doubt it, although, in court he might, since he's got a record, may not hold up. Anyway, the Wall Street Journal has an article talking about in New York City, police are looking for 3 suspects who choked and robbed a man inside an elevator in Manhattan's Lower East Side. Police say 45-year-old victim was getting out of the elevator when he was grabbed in a chokehold by one of the suspects. Ugh, that is awful. Just awful. But anyway, they do have surveillance videos and photos, and they're asking anybody who has information to contact the NYPD Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. So I'm pretty confident they're going to catch these guys. New York has an excellent track record of solving elevator type of assault, and just give them a little bit of time. Right? Give them a little bit of time, and they'll catch them. Okay, ECNY Annual Supplier Showcase is set. The elevator conference in New York City is going to be held on April 9th from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. To find out more information, click on that. What amazes me here is the amount of people that are in this room. I mean, talk about an association that has participation. Holy cow. So hats off to you guys and gals in New York for this kind of turnout in what you guys do. You're doing something right. I'm telling you that. So anyway, interested in that, check out the link in the show notes. All right, let's go back here for a moment. Everything should run pretty quick, but for some reason it seems not to be. Okay, power outage leaves some stalled in an elevator. Again, hey Mike, this one is not for you, but come on. How is this newsworthy news? You know, it's coming from PotomacLocal.com. Yeah, I mean, a power outage will get people stuck in an elevator. You know, I mean, what else is going to happen? They're not going to work. It's not solar powered. You know, I mean, even with generator backup, doesn't always kick in or transfer the way it's supposed to. So I don't get it. Next news article: accident waiting to happen. The Washington Post have this is their part of their live Q&A section. Washington, somebody wrote in. Oh, great. Okay, I missed this one. The Washington Post Dr. Gridlock will be online to take questions about your metro traffic throughout the region and other transportation issues. Should we do something like that on the Elevator Radio Show where I'm online and people can ask me questions? I doubt anybody would actually write in. I don't know. I did toy around with the idea of doing a live show that would benefit the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation, like a 24-hour unit, but doing that for 24 hours, I don't think there's enough content to do that. So anyway, you can read about that. Link is in the show notes. And I guess it's good that there is a news organization that has one person dedicated to transit issues. Seems like there should be bigger things to check out. Escalator kayaking, WTF? That's all I can say with this. ABC News, shame on you. I cannot believe that you posted this video, and I can imagine this going viral very quickly. What this guy does in a kayak while playing basketball and going down an escalator is totally unsafe and is not what the equipment is designed to do. So, you know what? I can't wait for the next person to take their motorboat or kayak or rollerblade or whatever down an escalator and have them sue ABC News because, come on. You're not helping the situation when you play this kind of stuff. So, yeah, unbelievable. Elevator history spans more than a century in Schuylkill. Anyway, RepublicHerald.com reporting that the types of elevators a community has used in its history can tell you something about its fascination with upward mobility. In the 19th century, at the Schuylkill County, the Industrial Revolution brought water locks to the Schuylkill Canal and a pulley system with anthracite mines. Anyway, in 1846, the first shaft was dug in St. Clair. The workers were lowered down on a pulley system. It was the elevator referred to as a cage. Okay, that's a mining elevator. But anyway, again, it's great to see cities and areas out there and towns recognizing the importance of old elevators. It really is. I think it's cool. So pretty cool article. Pretty lengthy, in fact. Yeah, very lengthy article. Man, somebody did their homework on this one. So I encourage you to read that. And again, continue to recognize and enjoy those old elevators because they're old. And we need to respect those things that are old. Okay, and the last article for this week's program is pathetic, just pathetic. Yes, again, The Blaze news story reporting again, just a commentary about this guy who claimed he slipped on a banana peel while getting in and out of the elevator and is caught on video. So again, it's really pathetic on how this shot is taken. So, oh man, I bet this happens way more often than not. So, anyway, really unfortunate. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for this week's show, everybody. As always, thanks for tuning in. It's an absolute pleasure bringing the show to you each Wednesday morning. And again, I'll keep doing it as long as I possibly can. Remember to keep doing what you're doing out there to keep our industry safe and those that ride our equipment safe. And each one of us has a part in that each and every day. And we can't rely on anybody to do that other than ourselves. So spread the word on that. Make sure safety is top priority each and every day so that you go home to your family. And because nothing is more important than you going back to your family. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you next Wednesday where we get closer to the end of the year and to the holiday season and hopefully get some holiday shopping done this weekend. So take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.